Hi everybody, today's video is going to be on a book called Starstruck. Now I don't have the actual book, I have it on my Kindle, so this is the front cover. It's in black and white. I don't have the new Kindle which is in colour. It is a very erotic book. I will explain the characters in a minute. This book really is for 18 and over. Paige Thomas is the author of this book. I follow her on Twitter and we talk as often as I can. She was the one who I asked if I could do this video for her and she said I could. If you follow her on Twitter, I'll leave the link below. She tweets a lot of little quotes from her book, and she tweets reviews that people have left on Amazon of her book. Now, it is a very erotic book, hence why it's for 18 and over. But this book is... I couldn't stop reading it. I loved it. Well, you felt every emotion and feeling that they were both going through, and it had every detail in there. I mean, you could tell what the characters were doing a lot more. But again, it was very erotic. It's near the very beginning it starts, and you can tell between these two characters that I'm going to discuss in a minute that it's going to happen. You can see it. Now, the first character is Jesse. He is in a rock band called Jericho, and this character is the first person you get introduced to in the book. Comes into the book by dreaming. He's just dreaming of this woman and they are having sex with each other, but he cannot see this woman's face. He can see the body, he can see every other part of her, but he cannot see who this woman's face is. And it's like his mystery woman who he always seems to dream about. Now, meet Sam, who's on the plane. Sam is called Samantha. She's from Australia, whereas Jesse is from New York City. Now, Sam is over in England. That's where they both meet on the plane. Sam works for a company called Murphy Graphics. Now, she designs covers for other companies, so travelling to England was just a business meeting for her boss because he handles everything in Australia. She travels for him and meets everyone everywhere else. Now, Sam's history, as you read on in the book, is... I feel sad for her. She lost her nan, and Sam, you find out later on, is psychic, and she actually hears her nan in her head, and she's the one that really persuades her to go towards Jesse and for them to develop into a relationship. But Sam's past, she was engaged. Unfortunately, she walked in on her partner cheating on her with a friend, so now she no longer talks to both of them and she has to make a decision to send the ring back. That's where Jesse first meets her off the plane and they start to communicate. She met him on the plane, they just made a few little jokes. Unfortunately, the plane was delayed, so you see them go into this little waiting room because she was in first class and so was he, and that's where you first see these two characters really connect and meet each other. He asks her to a meal and they just chat for ages, and you see this bond between them start to develop. It's very sexual halfway through. Later on, after the meal, he invites her back to the hotel. He has a separate room for her. But then her nan does begin to talk to her and persuade her. This is a very sexy, he's an amazing man, why aren't you with him? Why don't you spend the night with him? And what happens, they do end up spending the night together. They have an amazing night together. You'd have to read the book to go into more detail. But he realises halfway through the woman in his dreams turns out to be her. Everything about her, every facial feature and her body, it was exactly how he dreamed it to be. So that's where it all starts to kick off, and then he never wants this woman to go home to Australia, so he asks her to come to New York City, but she does have a meeting there anyway. So they go back to New York City and he asks her to stay with him. Sorry. But you see there's this fan, I think, and she's called Sarah Jones, and this Sarah Jones character is very jealous and she wants Jessie all to herself, and she starts to follow them through the book, and it starts to unravel, and she destroys Sam's hotel room. She then goes into Jessie's house and destroys his house behind his back. And as the story goes on, Sarah keeps popping up through the book and trying to ruin his life and ruin this relationship between them two, because Sam's getting so close to Jessie. Now, as near the end, I can't tell you the ending because it is quite a twist. I didn't expect it myself. And the very end is a very happy ending, and I'm so happy it happened. I'll tell you a bit more about the middle, but I really don't want to ruin the end. So you see Sam meets Jessie's parents, and Sam's quite an artist. So at home, when she was younger, she used to paint a lot, and she used to see these images in her head and she'd just paint these images. What she didn't know was it was Jessie's mum's area where she used to grow up, so all these paintings that she's been doing is from Jessie's mum's point of view. So when Jessie shows her these paintings and Sam has a look and tells him they're hers, he can't believe it. He thinks something's going a bit odd. Why? How could he happen to meet this woman off the off chance, and it happens to be the woman that painted these lovely canvas pictures. Now, the book overall is an amazing book. Like I said, I was stuck. I couldn't stop reading it. Now, it is very erotic. Like I said, there is sex all the way through. It's very descriptive, but it is very good. I love it. There is romance, there is some humour in there, but like I said, the ending is amazing. Once you get to the ending, you will not believe what happens, but I loved it. And there is another book of hers which I will do a review on if you want. You have to do a thumbs up. It was the first book. It's only a small one, and it's about Jessie's bandmate, and you see how he has a relationship before this book. So if you want to see the review on that, thumbs up down below. Like I said, follow Paige on Twitter. She has loads of quotes from her book, and it is an amazing book. So if you want to know more about the book, look at the reviews on Amazon and you can look at her quotes. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope it gave you a little more insight to the book. And Paige, I hope you like it. So yeah, thumbs up, and follow me on Twitter. I'll leave that link down below as well, and put any comments down below. So nice talking to you. Bye.